Hi, this is Jim Trippon, editor of China Stock Digest, with a lesson on stock market investing for beginners. Stock market investing can be a slippery slope if you don't know what you're doing. There is a learning curve, and you're going to need to work your way through it in order to find profits. Now, the good news is that the internet has made it a lot easier for you to get a jump start on the learning process. Watching my video series in its entirety can definitely help you excel in the world of stock market investing. And choosing the right thing to buy is one of the very first things to learn in investing in the stock market. Now, if you're new to investing, you may not have enough money to buy several stocks, and you certainly wouldn't want to put all your money in only one stock. Therefore, if you're in that situation, you might want to look at buying mutual funds or perhaps even exchange-traded funds. These types of investments hold publicly listed companies as the underlying investment. And the benefit to you is you can lower your risk by buying shares in a number of companies, giving you a much broader investment range. It also helps you save time by not requiring you to research all of the companies in their portfolio. And it can give you some good exposure to how the stock market works. Now, next, let's look at what to do once you have enough money to start buying individual stocks. Once you get to the point where you're comfortable considering buying individual stocks, the very first step is to determine what your investment strategy is. And here's some of the questions to ask yourself before you get started. How will you research the right companies to buy? How long will you hold each stock before you want to sell it? How many different stocks do you want to invest in? What will cause you to sell? For example, do you need a certain profit to trigger the sell, or would you limit your losses? Ultimately, are you investing for the short term or the long term? See, once you get an idea of what your goals are, then every decision you make in terms of which company to invest in or how many stocks to hold is a much simpler decision to make. In fact, the people whose investment decisions that you'll meet out there are triggered only by movements of the stock market on a daily basis are usually those people with the least experience and oftentimes have no determinate strategy to work from. So even in a panic, if you have a strategy, it can be a lot easier to know what the right decisions are. Here's another tip for stock market investing for beginners. And that is, you need to learn about each company in depth before you invest. You need to know the ins and outs of each company you're looking at. And here are some of the types of things we look at. What's the typical return on equity for this company? What's the price to earnings ratio? What's their debt in relationship with their equity? What's their dividend yield? And of course, there's a lot more things to learn. The important thing is to get as much information as possible. And in the beginning, not only are you trying to pick the right stocks, but you're also trying to figure out how the stock market works. And really, the only way to do that is to jump in and get your feet wet. Be sure to watch the next video entitled Best Concepts on Investing in the Stock Market. The link to the next video in this series can be found below. We're committed to helping you make profits from the world's fastest growing economy. And this has been Jim Trippon with China Stock Digest.